Sometimes a really simple question can lead to a profound, even kind of unsettling answer. And that is exactly what happens here in the Gospel of Luke. Someone asks Jesus a question about numbers, but what they get back is a deeply personal challenge for every single one of us. So someone in the crowd asks Jesus, "Lord, are only a few people going to be saved?" Now, you might just hear that and think, oh, that's just some random person being curious. But really, it was so much more than that. This was a hot-button issue at the time, a major religious debate.
You have to understand the context here. The common belief back then was that pretty much all of Israel had a guaranteed spot in the kingdom. So when this person asks, "Are there few who are saved?" they're probably expecting Jesus to say, "Nope, you guys are all good." They were looking for confirmation, for a comforting statistic about their group.
And this is where Jesus does something kind of brilliant. He just totally sidesteps the question about how many. He doesn't give a number. Instead, he flips the entire conversation from a statistical question about them to an urgent personal one about you. He masterfully shifts the focus from how many will be saved to will you be saved? And this is his answer. And I want you to really lock in on that word he uses, strive. That's not a passive word, is it? It's a command. It means to struggle, to fight, to give it your all. This isn't about just casually believing or being part of the right crowd. It's an active, deliberate, personal effort. So let's get this straight, because it's super important. The door isn't narrow because God is trying to keep people out. No way. The invitation is for everybody. The door is narrow because the path is difficult. It's a conscious choice to go the hard way, when the easy, wide path is the one that most people just naturally drift onto.
And then, to make sure nobody misses the point, Jesus tells this quick, intense little story. He lays out these steps, and you can just feel the tension building. There's a moment, a final moment, when the opportunity is gone, the door is shut, and the security you thought you had just vanishes.
Okay, this slide right here is where it gets really uncomfortable, especially for people who grew up in the church. The people locked out, they aren't strangers. They're religious folks who thought they were in. Listen to what they say. We ate with you. We listened to you teach. Their entire argument is based on being near Jesus, on being familiar with him. It's all about casual association, not a real personal relationship. And the master's response, man, it is just one of the most chilling lines in the entire Bible. Despite all their claims of knowing him, he says, I don't know you. Their closeness was an illusion. In the end, it meant absolutely nothing. Now, you might be thinking, wow, that's harsh. Maybe it was just a one-time thing. But it's not. Not even close. This idea, this warning about a faith that's only skin deep, is a theme Jesus comes back to over and over again. This was clearly something he desperately wanted his followers to get. I mean, you see this pop up all over the place. In Matthew 7, he talks about the narrow and wide gates, and then he warns that not everyone who calls him Lord, Lord will actually enter the kingdom. Then you jump over to Matthew 25, and you get the story of the unprepared virgins locked out of the wedding and the final separation of the sheep and the goats. You see the pattern here? It's consistent, and it's urgent. But right when the message seems impossibly exclusive, Jesus throws in this incredible plot twist. The kingdom isn't going to be some small, empty club. Oh no, it's going to be absolutely packed, but just not with the people everyone in the crowd was expecting. This line right here would have just dropped jaws. He says people are going to stream in from every direction on the planet. And then comes the kicker. The first, the ones who thought they had a reserved seat, they'll be last. And the last, the outsiders, the ones nobody counted on, they'll be first. He's tearing up the whole religious and social rulebook. So, okay, what does this all mean for us right now? Well, this ancient warning is, frankly, timeless. It is so easy to be around Christianity, isn't it? To know the culture, to speak the language. But Jesus' challenge forces us to ask, have we confused that casual association with the decisive commitment of actually entering the narrow door? Is our faith about knowing the culture or truly knowing Christ? And so that big abstract question that started this whole thing, how many will be saved? Jesus brings it all the way down to this one intensely personal point. The question is no longer about them. It's about you. In the end, this isn't a statistical problem to solve. It's a command to obey. It's a personal challenge to examine our own hearts and to respond to that invitation with all the urgency and seriousness it deserves.